Hi there, everybody. It's a new year. We're starting a new project, so please join me on a lovely little under 10-minute plan with me video on my next project, which is Rose DeWitt Bukater from Titanic. Yes, that wonderful 1997 movie that basically was my 1997. I mean, honestly, anybody else, please comment below in the comments if Titanic was your late 90s. I was mildly obsessed with it. Well, okay, first before we get into my love of Titanic, and I'm just gonna blab about this for a while because watching me kind of plan this out in my planner is the fun visuals, and then you get the fun audio with it that may or may not correlate with what exactly I'm drawing, just kind of what I'm thinking in my head when I think about this project. So first off, I am going to be making her boarding gown, which for those of you who are familiar with the movie, it is the first outfit that we see Rose in. It's the outfit that she wears when she gets out of the car before she boards the big boat, when she says very snarkily, "It doesn't look like the D'Artagnan," or "not as big as the D'Artagnan." I can't quite remember exactly what the line is, but, you know, grown-up rich girl getting out, comparing the size of the boat is a perfect way that we meet Rose. And then she boards in this lovely pinstriped suit that I have fallen in love with over the years, and it was finally time for me to make it. So this is my second Titanic outfit I've ever made. One of my first cosplays I ever did. I never wore this to a convention because it was actually before I started going to conventions. I made her sailing gown, the front of the boat outfit. I can't quite remember what it's called technically, but it's the blue outfit that she wears with Jack at the front of the boat where she's like, "I'm flying," you know, that one. I made it back in, maybe 2010, 2011, I can't remember, but I think it was for the 3D re-release of Titanic in theaters that I wore it, because before I figured out what conventions were, I was creating costumes for premieres at movies here in where I'm from, which is not a red carpet premiere, so don't even think about that. It was just me wearing it to a midnight showing, so that was where my honest love of adult costuming came from. Adult costuming sounds very strange, but like costuming for me, not outside of Halloween. I guess that's what we're looking at. But that was forever ago, and that thing does not fit, and I might have sold it. I don't even know where it is. I have no clue. I'll have to go find it, because I know I bought a fake Heart of the Ocean to go with it, so I'm probably gonna need that for a photo shoot. Anyways, let's get back to the project. So yes, I'm making the boarding gown. It is going to be a fun project for me because I'm very excited to be rolling into this one, because the last two projects I've done have been very heavy into the fantasy, the superhero, you know, galactic Star Wars, Marvel range, and this is honestly a historical build. I don't want to say historically accurate, but I'm going to do my hardest to make it movie accurate. That's where I'm going with this. And I had such a love for this movie growing up, and it's weird to say that you have a love for the movie Titanic. I have a love for the whole Titanic everything. I don't know what it is, but anytime I'm scrolling through YouTube or documentaries, if there is a Titanic documentary, I'm stopping and I'm watching it. I don't know why. I'm fascinated by this tragedy that claimed over 1,000 lives. It is such a historical pinpoint in my love of history. You know, the very early 20th century Edwardian, late Victorian fashion is something I really truly love, and I've been wanting to dip my toe in more. But I'm just such a movie person, cinephile, to where I just can't not make something from a movie or that exists or something like that. I have ideas down the road of historical garments that I want to do when I get the time, but there's just something about making something you've seen for a long time and finally getting around to making it. It's very satisfying. Let's just put it that way. Very satisfying. So that being said, I want to talk about yeah, like I said at the beginning, please let me know in the comments below if you were obsessed with this movie. And from here on out, we are slightly obsessed with anything and everything Titanic. I want to know your love. Tell me your love. Write your favorite Rose outfit that she wears, because she has so many and they're so gorgeous. And honestly, from what I have learned and what I've heard from other people, they're pretty historically accurate. You know, some that's kind of similar to what a woman would have worn at that time. I do believe they kind of romanticized her look a lot more. I feel like a woman of her stature at that point in time probably would have worn more stuff, especially her hair being up way more. That is a thing. But I feel like this boarding gown is a very good representation of peak 1912, you know, Edwardian looks, and I'm excited to make it. I've had this fabric, well, looking back on it, I actually did see this. I was posting my 2022 cosplans video last week. I looked at my 2021 cosplans video from last year, and I had this in the thumbnail. Clearly did not make it, considering Wanda decided to shove her way into my life and push Rose off the boat, for lack of a better word. So I've had the fabric actually for this for over a year, and I dusted off the fabric and basically put it all together and realized that I have pretty much everything. I think the only things that I'm missing are a couple here and there things, but let's go over how I'm gonna make this thing. I honestly don't think it's gonna take me an entire year like Ahsoka and Wanda, but my goal plan is to break it down in parts. I would like to do the hat first, just because I think it's a good piece to start with, because it's going to be a shorter project. It's a hat. It's not too involved with instructions and cutting and patterning and things like that, so you can be kind of organic with it, but it's a hat. So I'm going to basically add on to something that I've already made, that I've already purchased. I purchased the hat. It's a basic floppy straw hat from Amazon. I didn't want to go out of my way and find a custom, movie accurate, historically accurate, handmade, hand-dyed straw hat. I was just going to just do what I had. And I really appreciate a lot of people, and they're doing this on Instagram and some other things, but I appreciate everybody that's sending me like historically accurate links and here is the, you know, what she used for the movie, and like, I'm excited and I like that for inspiration, but I'm not gonna go and buy a link of like a $400 hat. I'm just not going to. So I got this one off of Amazon, and I'm actually working on it right now. It'll be up next week for the vlog and the beginning of the series, and so I won't go into detail on how much I'm making it right now, but it's actually turning out pretty good. I'm very happy with it. But it's pretty simple, honestly. I think anybody can do it if they want to make this outfit, because I do make my cosplays and record them to post them so other people can follow me and make them their own. I'm not going to go out of my way to get, like I said, that $400 hat base and then get, you know, $200 worth of silk taffeta, screen accurate, printed, custom, whatever to put on top. It's just, it's not physically worth it. But anyways, we're starting with the hat first, and then after that, we're going to go inside and we're going to do the underpinnings. Now, I'm making a new corset for this because for some reason, I don't know what it is, but if you guys were with me, you've been with me for a while. I released a video, I think early pandemic last year, or not last year, 2020, early 2020. Wow, I just can't believe all these years. Okay, anyways, early 2020, I did a historical corset for cosplay video, I think, and I made a Angela Clayton Simplicity, I think, or McCall's, I can't remember which company, but her Edwardian pattern corset, and it looks pretty. It's actually really nice. It just does not, I don't like it. I don't like wearing it. It actually is probably the more historically accurate costume or corset to wear with this piece. But it's really uncomfortable, and I might have just made it wrong. I don't know what I did, but I don't like wearing it. Actually, it's terrible. So I'm going to make a new one with a pattern that I've always been wanting to use, which is actually red threaded. If you guys are familiar with her, she makes corsets and sells corset patterns. I have always wanted to make one of her patterns, and she had a sale, and I bought one. So I bought a pattern, and I don't recall what it is, but I believe it is her late Victorian pattern. It's not 100% Edwardian, and I know in the movie, especially the scene where her mother's like, you know, tight lacing, quote unquote, Rose into that outfit saying, you better not mess around with that young child because this guy's rich. I know that is it's the look I should be going for, but I'm just not going to. So I'm going to make this pattern from red threaded and make myself a new corset. So that's where we're going to go after the hat. And then after the corset is done, I think I'll either move to the blouse, because I'm going to kind of work from the inside out. I'm going to probably go to the blouse next because I have the pattern for that, and it is a truly Victorian pattern. More details on that when I get to that part. But I'm going to make the blouse next, and it's going to be a simple blouse, but the thing is, because you only see... Hey, you barely even see it, honestly, when I'm making a full blouse and just not buying one. I just kind of want the funsies. And also, these blouses are very of the time. I don't think there's a lot of high neck, high collar blouses for sale right now on Amazon or ThredUp. So I'm going to be making the blouse and then adding my own special trim because, like I said, I'm going to try to be as movie accurate as possible. So I'm going to be hunting for like this little trim that's on the edge of the collar with her. And I'm just going to try to really make it make sense. You know what I mean? So we're going to do the blouse next. And so that'll be fun because you're only going to see about, 6 inches of it around my neck. So there's that. After the blouse, I will move on to the skirt and then the jacket. I think those are the last two things that are going to be made because I know the jacket is going to be like the showstopper. And I need to be making the skirt and jacket kind of simultaneously because I am going to have to do a hell of a lot of work on pattern matching. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it is basically her outfit. The fabric is pinstriped, and I'm going to have to make sure I am on it with how I lay down my pattern pieces on that fabric because they're going to have to match up and they're going to have to go certain ways. Some of the stripes go horizontal, some of the stripes go vertical. I just got to be really on it to make sure everything lays right because if it doesn't lay right and it doesn't look right, it's going to show. 100% going to show. So I'm hoping to get that right. And I honestly, when I think about it, that is going to be my hardest challenge, I think. I'm not the best at pattern matching. I haven't really had a lot of practice in it, to be honest. So this is going to be interesting. And I think pretty fun. I hope fun. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun, guys. We're going to have a good time. Laughs nervously. Anyways, so moving on. I think after the jacket and the skirt are pretty much made, we are kind of wrapping up the outfit and we're going to move on to accessories and little things here and there. So I think I'm going to try to find an umbrella that is very similar to the one she has in the movie. On my little sketch here, it's just kind of like a basic umbrella. I'm not too sure. She doesn't even open it in the movie. It's just kind of a walking cane for that matter. Or is it even an umbrella or is it a walking cane? Wow, shows that I have to do some research. Anyways, I'm going to find that, most likely buy it. If anything, recover it. We'll see when we get there. I already have her shoes. I purchased her shoes from American Duchess many a year ago. Probably the end of 2020, I think when they did their Black Friday sale. I've already broken them in a little bit. I wore them at C2E2 when I was in Rose. Nope, not Rose. Evelyn for the Mummy, and they're comfortable but slightly too small, so we'll have to see, how they work. But they're black and they're very similar to the ones that she wears in the movie. Last couple things, the jewelry. The jewelry is going to be 3D printed or casted out of resin, and then the last thing is her tie, which I don't know if it's out of the velvet or if it's a completely different thing. I gotta look and see what we gotta do. But that's it. That's it. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this plan with me, and listening to me rambling about how much I love the Titanic movie and Rose DeWitt Bukater. Like I said, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you guys follow me on the rest of the journey for making Rose from Titanic.